All right, everybody. Welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Talon Jenkins. Joined by our hosts, we got Ryan Gilbert and Joel Meyer. Gentlemen, how the hell are we doing tonight?
I'm depressed. I was hoping to come on here after a big Flyers win. I had some cheesesteaks, had some beers at the game, but no, Flyers blew a 2-0 lead in the third period. Do get a point, but still 4 straight losses now. Lost 6 of their past 7, so they're fading fast. So maybe it might be time to take them to miss the playoffs.
I am feeling fat and sleepy because I made one hell of a meal, a bunch of chicken thighs, put them in fajitas, the old Joel Meyer classic. But yeah, I couldn't even. I usually eat 3 of them. This time they were so loaded, I can only do 2, saving the other one for midnight snack, whatever. But yeah, so I'm kind of sleepy. Just coming off the food hangover. Yeah, excellent day so far. Looking pretty good. Penguins win was a nice one. Last night though, the New Jersey Devils beat the Washington Capitals. Oh, what a sloppy game that was. 2 terrible goaltending performances, but yeah, Devils came through. Had a lot riding on that, and then, yeah, it worked out a lot better than the stupid Oilers versus the Sharks mega whale play that we had going on early in the season. But yeah, I am doing fantastic. How are you, Talon?
I am okay. Before I get into this, I got to ask Ryan, did I hear that right? Did you say that they sell cheesesteaks at the Wells Fargo Arena?
Well, they do. I had a cheesesteak before the game, and it was a buy one get one free deal. So I have one for after this podcast. I will as well to help my tears. So I'm going to be I'm feeling good.
You filthy dog.
How much do those go for?
I mean, at the arena they're fucking shit, and I'm sure they're like $10-15 if not more.
Now, maybe you can prove that you're a Philly native, right? Born and raised, or at least you're living there now.
Yeah, Philly area. Yeah.
Okay. Cheese whiz. Is that the way to go when it comes to a cheesesteak?
This is very controversial. I'm not really a big fan of cheese in general.
What the
fuck? I could have seen this coming.
I do not like the cheese whiz. I usually go with the provolone.
Okay, provolone is good no matter what it is, but that is a very controversial take to all of our friends and pals in Philadelphia that are listening to this right now. I would like to say that we do not condone this take. I will eat whiz on cheesesteaks. I will eat provolone on cheesesteaks. Hell, I'll even eat both at the same time. I don't really care, but that's very interesting. I'm doing good, man. You guys are going to laugh, but I got to bring this up here. After, so New Year's Day, around you might have saw, I made a bomb lasagna on New Year's Eve. I handmade my pasta dough. I made my own spinach bechamel. I made my own bison guanciale ragu that I did. It was about an 11-hour ordeal for me to make this lasagna. In the end, it had about 35 layers or something between all the sauces and pasta. It was absolutely fantastic. I woke up the next day on January 1st, and I felt like the biggest piece of shit in my life. I could not move. I still cannot move. It was looking a little grim. I made one mistake. I made a mistake that no man should ever make. And do you guys know what that mistake is? On January 2nd, I stepped on a scale. And gentlemen, when I looked down, I did not like the number that I saw looking back up at me. I looked down and I was like, oh my goodness, there is some things that are happening in this lifestyle I am living that I maybe need to take care of a little bit. So I decided, you know what? This isn't even a resolution thing. This is I'm hovering, well over the 200-pound marker. And I'm like, maybe this is something I don't want to be at. Maybe see if we can bring this back down below that a bit. So I'm like, all right, let's mix it in. Let's cut out, drinking 4 beers right away after work before I get home and stuff. And let's stop eating a bag of chips every day. And, let's stop eating pasta twice a week and all this stuff. And it was good. So yesterday or 2 days ago, I had a salad that I brought to work when I was working midnights. And then, yesterday I picked up another salad on my way to work and I was feeling pretty good. Well, today I got off work and I had a little bit of a growl on, and I was planning on buying a nice piece of salmon. I was coming home on midnight, so I was going to scramble some eggs and cook some salmon and some chives and mix it all together. And it's going to be beautiful. But then I walked into Union Station in Toronto and I smelled McDonald's. and I was like, ooh, sausage McMuffin sounds pretty damn good right now. And my fat ass couldn't buy just one. My fat ass bought 3. And I ate these 3 on the way home from work on the subway. And I felt like the biggest piece of shit. And then I got home and I'm like, well, fucking in for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well have a couple of beers here because I'm off today. And so I drank about 4 beers before I went to bed at 7 in the morning. And I feel like a bag of shit. I had been eating chips and drinking beer all day. My plan to get fit lasted about, I don't know, maybe about 36 hours. It was not for lack of effort, though. But I would just like everyone to know that the intention was there. I do not have it in me to stop being a fat piece of shit. So I just had to share that with you guys. It's been a tough couple hours epiphany.
I did see someone at the game. I was walking down to go to the concourse, and I believe they had they had like a salad in like a box that I guess they bought from the Wells Fargo Center. So I don't know who goes to a hockey game and has a salad, but I don't know if that
get anything. Just don't eat anything.
Yeah, like come on.
Who can afford that? But show the viewers your shirt there, Tom. You're really leading into the chip gang.
I got my Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar chips custom made hoodie that I got drunk and ordered one night and forgot that I ordered. It showed up about like a week later. I was like, holy shit, this hoodie is fucking awesome. So I'm really glad I did that. But yeah, it's I don't know, boys. Pour one out for my ambitions and my dreams. You know, it's been a rough go. All right, let's get rocking and rolling here. Everybody, go check out the Sports Gambling Podcast website. That's supposed to be tons of stuff going on in the world of sports. We got a big night in hockey tonight. That was pretty rad. College football. We know who we're gonna see in the college football playoffs here in the finals. Obviously, we got Michigan playing against Washington. Julie, did you touch about those games at all last couple times you recorded?
Yeah, a little bit. Just like to stomp a little bit on the grave of Alabama. They cost me a lot of money this year, so good to see they stopped costing me money there. So either way, I'm going to lose a lot. If Michigan win, I'll win a bunch. If Washington win, but I would have lost a lot more if Alabama won. So I avoided the apocalypse. So yeah, but it was two hell of a games. Like those are the best. Awesome. Best 2 semifinal games I think ever. Like usually at least one of them is a blowout, but these ones were right down to the wire. Even one went to overtime. So yeah, hell of a performance from all parties. No really great team this year, and really showed up with the parity in the Final Four.
Which is good though, right? Because like you said, normally like one or a couple times you'll see a blowout. Remember last year's like championship game, TCU just shit the fucking bed. It wasn't even, the game was over after the first quarter essentially, right? So it's good to see a bit of parity coming on here. That Washington team looks sick, dude. Just fucking offensive juggernauts all game long, right? So that's going to be awesome. It'll be a fun game to watch, though, so that's cool. Obviously, we got the last week in the NFL. Couple meaningful games, so that'll be interesting to see how it plays out. A couple stinkers, it doesn't mean anything, but anyways, that'll be good.
Fucking go ass.
The Avs just won. Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, right on. Congratulations to the Colorado Avalanche and therefore the entire world.
Fucking right.
What else? So yeah, NFL is gonna be an interesting week for the final week of the league there. What else? We got Golf Century Tournament of Champions. The one guy I pumped his tires and I completely forgot to bet him. Sahith Theegala is just ripping it. I think he finished with 9 under as the leader here for the tournament so far. Just day one, but still pretty awesome, man. Julie, you got any guys for this tournament or what?
No, man, I usually start tuning into golf in February. But yeah, it's good to see all the guys getting back. This is the first time that everyone's, getting going. But I hear that everyone's on Morikawa. You got your Ludwig Aberg. You're pumping his tires. He had a hell of a second half of the season last year, and he's going to keep rolling now. One of the best prospects we've ever seen in golf. It's going to be a fun season for sure. Hopefully, Scotty Scheffler keeps putting like shit so we can have some interesting competition.
Dude, what was that tournament a few weeks ago? Tigers tournament or whatever that he won? Like this guy, he looked good, especially rolling the rock, man. Like I know he was struggling with that towards the end of the season last year, but if Scotty can start getting his putting together, this motherfucker might win every tournament this year. Like no joke of a lie. It's going to be insane. This is going to be the year of Scotty Bones, aka Scotty Cox, aka Scotty Longhorn. I don't know. I got like 4 nicknames for him that I made when I was all hammered one day. So my girl's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "It's Scotty Cox, baby. It's Scotty Longhorn. Let's go." All right, so that's cool. What else got? Baseball. Ryan, what's up in baseball? Anything cool going on?
Nothing's up in baseball. A very, very slow off season so far.
All right. I heard an interview with that Kevin Kiermeister?
Kevin Kiermaier.
I like this guy. He was on a radio show I was listening to, and I gotta say I do not like baseball, but I do like this guy. So shout out to him as the one baseball player that has my respect.
He's not very good. He has good energy. He looks good, and he plays good defense, but he's not very good offensively.
All right. Well, you're damn right. So let's go.
Was it really a slow off season? Because all I heard was fucking baseball talk. You know,
I mean,
with
it's
the
about one guy.
Oh yeah,
There was a couple others though.
Ohtani signed with the Dodgers, and then Yamamoto signed with the Dodgers, and now it's like everyone's waiting to see what happens.
Maybe it's just because the Blue Jays were involved, so that's why.
This. That's why.
Is this a thing where like free agency in baseball takes forever? Like,
it goes on and it goes on and on. Like NBA is like that. NHL is relatively quickly. MLB just was Bryce Harper and Manny Machado back in 2019 didn't sign until like late February, I want to say, and like the season starts in April. So, and pitchers and catchers report like right around the corner. So
it's kind of fitting though, because like you think about the games are so long and boring, and then the season's so long and boring. Why would we expect anything different from free agency? You know, it's just going to be long and boring. So, hell yeah, baseball, keep doing your thing. You know, America's pastime. Let's get it. Anyways, tons of stuff going on in the world of sports. Australian Open around the corner. Jolie, fired up for that?
Yeah, for sure. I haven't really bet anything yet, but mostly it's just going to be about seeing Djokovic play Carlitos in the final. That's probably going to be the big talk and all that. As usual lately, it's all about the woman. Like the woman's side is a lot more parity involved because the men are just there's two guys and maybe you get an outside chance for like a Medvedev or a Zverev to get in it. But woman would be a lot more fun just for the betting wise. But otherwise, no, can't wait for the final. Hopefully it's Djokovic versus Carlitos.
Right on. All right. Anyways, tons of stuff going on in the world of sports. You can find all that information at the SGPN website. Be sure to go there. Check out the articles. Check out Ryan's fantasy hockey articles that he's pumping out weekly. Those are absolutely awesome. So be sure to get some insight there. Fantasy hockey can be a grind, man. I'm telling you right now. Every day you're setting your lineups and stuff. So any little way you can get a bit of an edge, it goes a long way. So these articles are a fantastic way to do so. Listen to the other shows as well. It's that time of year, man. Like we've got to talk about even basketball stuff's going on there. I guess there was a big trade in Toronto and people were, they felt ways about it. So there's stuff going on in the world of basketball. You can find all that information on the SGPN website. Be sure to check it out. And of course, man, Christ, shout out to all our friends and pals in the Discord. Discord's been a blast lately. Everyone's having a good time in there, mixing and shaking and stirring the drinks a little bit, and a lot of whiskey going on. I guess everybody in this channel drinks whiskey. So,
well, Joel drinks whiskey, so everyone just follows Joel.
Maybe that's it. I don't know, but congrats to all the whiskey drinkers out there, Like Joel, you got a movement going on. The Meyer Whiskey Brigade or something's just unloading up in the Discord, so that's cool. Shark's trying to stir the pot a little bit in there today. We're not going to let that happen. It's all positivity, baby, as always. So if you want to get the Discord, reach out to myself or Ryan on Twitter. We'll point you in the right direction, or you can reach out to the HGP Twitter account, social media assistant producer. We'll get you rocking and rolling. He's a beauty, bro. So he'll point you in the right direction as well. Or what you can do is you can go to the laundromat because when you go to the laundromat, you'll see our boy Joel Meyer there as well. Because right now he's got some shit on his chest. On one of his sweater, he's got some shit right on his chest, and it might take a while for them to get that scrubbed out. So he's probably going to be there a little bit, and so he'll have a couple hours to chill. So if you just go there, he'll be like, "Hey, Joel, how do you get to the Discord?" And he'll be like, "Well, I got poop on my chest right now, so this kind of sucks, but I guess I could tell you." And then he'll tell you how to get into the Discord.
Joel's so heavy on Cleveland. You got to do a Cleveland steamer.
For all the listeners on the podcast, I'm wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs sweater.
Now they know you're lying. There's no way in hell you'd be caught that. What would it take to get you to wear like a Leafs t-shirt or a sweater or something? Like,
I don't know. A lot. Yeah. I could say some stuff about what you do for the Leafs to win a cup. It wouldn't be nearly that much, but
no, you're right. You're right, 100%. What if
the opposite?
What if Matthews
1,000 titties?
Yeah. What if Matthews hits like 65 goals?
Then what?
I don't know. I'll send you like $30 to go buy a Leaf t-shirt, and you just gotta wear it. Or something.
I don't want that to happen. Why would I double down on the badness by wearing a Leafs shirt?
It'd be hilarious. Like I don't know.
Oh, I think that's very feasible, man. He's 30 goals in 35 games or whatever. He's on pace for 70.
Damn right, which is ridiculous. But
is that your bet with your guy at work, Talon? 70?
60, yeah, 60. Yeah,
12 to 1.
You're good.
12 to 1. Yeah, I'm like, holy. Yeah, so
sign me up with that book.
Yeah, he's gonna. Well, that's an Italian book. You don't want to get in there though. If I don't know. There's some shit that can go down. we just pumped this guy's tires. He's gonna like fucking blow an ACL or something tomorrow and be out for the rest of the season. Who knows? All right. Anyways, yeah, I guess that's it. Ads. What are we doing here? Ads?
Do you want to do last shows?
Lock Dogs totals. Yeah. Let's do that. My bad. All right, so we're doing Lock Dog totals from last show. This is for that we all were together. This was December 30th, my birthday. I'm 29, boys. I'm a mature adult now, so fancy that. For myself, I went 2-1, up 1.28 units. Ryan went 1 for 2, down 0.10 units. Jolie went 1 for 2, down 0.52 units. Most importantly, though, we all hit our locks, which is awesome. We've kind of done that the past couple of shows, so that's cool to see. I'll get us rocking and rolling here, dude. For my lock, I had the Boston Bruins money line -162 versus the New Jersey Devils. I think it was like a 4-2 finish or a 5-2 finish or something. I think it was 5-2 finish or something like that. Yeah, Boston looked good in this game, man. They've been a weird team as of late. I don't know. I don't even want to get into it right now. It's weird because obviously they sent like everybody to World Juniors. Goaltending's been a little bit suspect. There's been lacking a center depth going on here. Still a great team, still finding ways to win, but we're not necessarily seeing the powerhouse that we saw last year. Don't get me wrong, this team's still first in the Atlantic, so like they're sick, but it'll be kind of interesting to see how Boston plays out the rest of the year. For my dog, I had the Winnipeg Jets on the money line +105, or not on the money line, in regulation versus Minnesota. Little baby dog here. They won this game 4-2. And then for my total, Edmonton LA Kings over 6.5 -125. It was like a 3-2 shootout win, I believe. I think for Edmonton. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of goals in that game, which is kind of a bummer. But hey, what can you do?
Yeah, this was the third straight show. We all hit our locks here. I hit my lock on Talon's birthday. I took the Canes against the Maple Leafs -105. They won
Bullshit.
that one 3-2 with former Leaf Michael Bunting scoring the opening goal there. My dog was the Canadians +210 at the Panthers. Lost that one 4-1. It was 1-1 until midway through the third, so I feel like that was a solid bet. And my total, Devils, Boston under 6 at +100. That was a 5-2 final. Not sure if there was an empty netter there, but I feel like that was a decent bet. But yeah, 1 and 2, just down 0.1 units.
For myself, yeah, I had the Penguins in regulation. That was a fairly comfortable win against the Blues. And my dog was the Lightning in regulation. Figured that the Rangers were off of a tough game against the Panthers on the back-to-back. And no, Rangers came out and stomped the Lightning. That was never close. And then what was my total? Predators team total over 2.5 -160 in regulation. I did not bet this, but I needed to find a total, so that's what I picked. I bet the Predators money line, which won, but unfortunately they needed overtime to get the third goal. So yeah, no good for the total, but it was still a win in the account.
All right. We are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. No matter the sport, pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. And we're giving away a hoodie just for our new YouTube channel. We're giving away HGP hoodie to celebrate. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/HGP to enter. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/HGP.
Hell yeah. What's up with this hoodie thing? What are we doing? Are we just giving it away? We just picking someone?
Oh, yeah. I think it's a randomizer, someone who subscribes to the YouTube channel, and I think got the comment as well. We got some interesting comments recently.
Uh-oh, that worries me.
I hope it's extra large for all us fat people out there.
Well, I think the winner can pick their size. I think our overlords deal with that.
Okay. It's just okay. I want to quickly talk about this because I haven't had a chance to do this. Obviously, we're going to talk about World Juniors toward the end of this show. Team Canada getting bounced. Jolie, I imagine you brought this up last episode or something like that.
I think we mentioned it briefly. No.
Yeah. Not really. No. I mean, just a little bit.
We're just in shock, I guess. But no, I wasn't too surprised. I mean, this team is flawed to begin with. They look good in the in the group stage, preliminary round, whatever you want to call it. I mean, better than I expected. Like they looked pretty dominant against most of the teams, and even against Sweden, who looked. I think Sweden are the better team, but Canada was in that game all game long. But yeah, this one losing to the Czechs is not how you want to go out, especially in the quarterfinal. Yeah, I didn't honestly, I didn't see a lot of the game. It was on a little earlier than I liked, but yeah, what do you think?
Team Canada at the World Juniors, right? So what do you do? Like, every time everybody always says the whole narrative is like, oh, Canada's fallen off a little bit and all these other teams are catching up. Then they managed to win like 3 gold medals in a row or something stupid like that. Obviously, this was a letdown spot. You lost in the quarterfinals to Czechia, and Czechia had a good team, man. Don't get me wrong. Canada dominated like the latter half of that game, though. They should have won. A bit of a bad kind of bounce. That's bound to happen, though. 2 terrible goals in the first period to go down 0-2, and then you're chasing. The problem I have with Hockey Canada right now, man, like every player that you bring here is just offensive dynamo, and obviously I understand, like when you have the likes of like a Connor Bedard or like shit like that, you got to take these guys, but this is something that I talked about a few weeks ago, and I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but the defensive side of the game is so fucking important. Look at the defensemen that like this Team Canada team used to bring to games. And I might be dating myself a bit here, but like remember when Ryan Ellis was a junior playing on this team? This guy's one of the best shutdown defensemen that like this nation's ever saw at this tournament. Like they would just bring stud guys on the back end year after year and then blend it with the offensive powers. It's not a thing anymore. It seems like every player that we take on this team, and even though they left out some guys that are leading the CHL or an OHL, WHL, QMJHL, and like points and shit like this, they left out some of these players. Everybody else is just an offensive dynamo, and it's all offense. Well, fuck, man. System play. And I know it's stupid to preach systems when it's coming to a short tournament like this, but just players to focus on the defensive side of the puck. That's all I'm asking for. And you see that in a team like, Czechia. Slovakia, there was a lot of questions on the defensive side of things, but they played a defensively structured, solid system. So it's unfeasible to me. Like, how come no one's adapting to this? Everybody grows up and wants to do the little fucking cone skill work, dancing and diddling with the puck and do the McDavid shit, do the Connor Bedard shit. And that's fine. Those skills are great to have. But it's up here, man. It's in your head. You got to be willing to play 200 feet of the ice. And unfortunately, we're not seeing that. And we're not seeing that with Canada hockey. Now, the other thing I want to talk about too, and this is something that if you've been in the Discord, you've heard me preach this before. I got to talk Team Canada goaltending. Okay. We are seeing mid goaltending at this tournament for the past 10 to 15 years. And it translates over to the NHL. Name a great Canadian goalie starting in the NHL right now. If we were to have best on best, who's your goalie? Aiden Hill?
Aiden Hill, fuck yeah.
Carter
Hart. Like, yeah. Okay, compare that to what the States are doing. Compare that to Finland, Sweden, Russia. Like, we are last. There's no way around it. When it comes to, like, I guess you call it the Big Four, the Big Five of the major nations. And so what's the cause of it? Everyone's like, oh, the price to pay, the price of equipment. Well, fuck, it's the same price as pads. Goalie pads are the same price as they are in America. Meanwhile, you got Thatcher Demko, Jake Ottinger coming out. Like, you got Connor Hellebuck. You got all these studs playing for America. Like, is it registration fees? Is that the only reason? No, it's not, man. And you guys know where I'm going with this. And I just wanted to get it clear on the pod so I can get this out and say it. My whole theory is that Carey Price ruined Canadian goaltending. It's as simple as that. And it's not because he was a bad goalie or any. Carey Price was the best goalie in the world for 15 years. But because of the success that he had, every other goalie coach from midget AAA, from Pee-wee, from Junior C, Junior B, Junior A, OHL, every coach and every goalie coach tries to mold these Canadian goalies into this simple, calm, poised positioning type of player. And it works for some people. It really does. But man, it's like I told you guys in the Discord that one day, like weeks ago, I was in these camps and I saw some of the best goalies in these camps get thrown into this shell and have their entire style of play fucking raped and taken away from them. And you know what? It's the biggest shame. And it made them all these great technical goalies that have their own style, their own way of playing the game and successful at stopping the puck. What it did was made them try to fit into a mold. And that's why every goalie we see coming to this tournament all looks the exact same, and every one of them is shit. So I feel like that they have to get over this, man. You have to start letting these goalies play the proper way, play the way that they want, and be successful with it. And we've seen it, man. Like, there's no good Canadian goalies. There's none. Like, there's literally none. And the chances are there were some that never got the chance to play in the OHL, to play in the WHL or the Q because they didn't fit into the stupid cookie cutter mold that all these Hockey Canada reps expect these goalies to fit in now. So eventually something's got to give, man. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. You can't just be, okay, give me a 6'7" guy anymore or something like this. Like, you have to let goalies have talent and play the way that they're going to play. I don't know. It's kind of stupid, but that's just the way to see. And again, I just want to preface this. This isn't me taking a shit on Carey Price. Carey Price is the best goalie in the world for 15 years. So I don't know. That's just the way I see it.
Henrik Lundqvist had something to say about that, but he was up there for sure.
No, he didn't.
But yeah, the only thing I have to add to that is a lot of the discourse I've been seeing lately is the problems with the Canadian minor league development in terms of these academies popping up, and like you need to spend all this money to go be taught by this NHLer who played like 20 games in the league or whatever, and it ruins the development because you're taking all these kids away from the the local teams, whatever, transporting them, all the rich kids to these skills camps, and yeah, that's what you get. You get like these fancy skill players, but you don't have the same culture that you used to have with and then the systems too, like just growing up with the same team year over year, growing to build this culture. Instead, you're just being transported by your rich ass parents to a different place and just learning skill. And to me, that's not how you build a winning hockey culture. Like, look at what Finland does year after year with less quality players, but because they have the culture, that's all the difference. And the Czechs are another good example of that.
Look at the USDP. The USDP is the best system in the world right now.
Yeah, I think the Americans are gonna they might be the best nation in hockey pretty soon, the way things are going these days. I mean, yeah, we get the transcendent talent like the Bedard, Celebrini coming up, but as a whole, the Americans, I think, are doing things the better way. And like everybody plays hockey here, but hardly anyone plays hockey in America, and they're doing a lot more with us. But of course, they're also spending a lot more money and all that shit too. But that's what you have to do and you got to do things the right way, like the Finns, the Czechs, whatever.
I don't know. It's interesting. But anyways, that's a little tidbit. Thank you for indulging me, boys. All right. We got a 3-game slate set here for Friday, January the 5th. Gentlemen, you ready to rock and roll through this 3 games or what?
Oh, yeah.
All right, first game on the docket here. We have the Chicago Blackhawks against the New Jersey Devils. Game itself is in New Jersey here. Chicago on the money line sitting at plus 310. New Jersey on the money line at minus 395. The over/under is 6.5. Over sitting at minus 120. The under plus 100. Because this is a big Philadelphia rivalry here with the New Jersey Devils, Mr. Gilbert, we're going to toss this one your way, buddy. What's going to go down in this shit game?
Yeah, it pained me to take the Devils big on Wednesday, but it paid off against the Capitals here, and I think I'm going to take them here again on Friday against the Blackhawks. Blackhawks on a back-to-back. I think lost 4 or 5-1 to the Rangers tonight. Not a lot of travel here, but I think the Devils are just a much better team. Chicago's been bit by the injury bug time and time again here. Chicago's lost 4 straight. They've been outscored in their last 3 games, 15-2, all on the road. So yeah, they've been getting beaten by at least 2 goals here. So I like the Devils on the puck line minus 155. Maybe take Devils in the over if you want to do that instead, because the Devils are scoring goals. Scored 6 against Washington, 6 against Ottawa before. Now they're returning home. So yeah, I think it's Devils, whatever way you want to play it. But I think puck line minus 1.5, minus 155, or I think I saw over 4 at like minus 140. I think either of those could be a good look.
Yeah, I can't argue with any of that. Devils, they struggle against some of the better teams that can bully them with their smaller size, whatever. But yeah, they're so fast. The Blackhawks don't have a lot of NHL skaters who can keep up with them. So I think the Devils just skate them out of the building here. Blackhawks scores just played in MSG tonight, got beaten pretty good by the Rangers. So yeah, it's the Blackhawks are just a pitiful team right now. I think they are. If not worse than the Sharks, very neck and neck with them. So, yeah, Devils here, I think that they just light them up. It's a big number for a reason, as they say. And, yeah, but for the total, I think that you could play the over 6.5 because, like I said at the beginning of the show, the Devils' goaltending is one of the worst. I don't know. If there's a tandem, what would be a 3? Would it be a threesome, a thrandom, a triundum? I don't know what the word would be, but whatever goalie is in net for the Devils, he's not gonna he's not going to have a shut. I'll tell you that much. So can't do the Blackhawks team total under for this one, given the way the Devils play and the goaltending. So yeah, I like the over. Maybe the Blackhawks can contribute with 2 or 3 goals of their own, and Devils, do their thing 4 or 5. But yeah, I think that the Devils wipe them out. So the -1.5 is the best way to play it, I think, or just the Devils team total look around and saying, or just the over. Just expect Devils to do what they always do, which is score a lot of goals and concede a lot of goals.
Yeah, Jolie touched on something here that I really liked, just how fast this team is, man. They're very fast skating. Obviously, Chicago cannot really keep up with that. And what happens when you can't keep up with that? Well, you get caught reaching with your stick. You get caught grabbing guys when they're getting past you, which leads to penalties. And this New Jersey Devils penalty is first in the league, sitting at a 30.6% hit rate, which is absolutely insane here. The Devils Chicago's PK is like 26th in the league. It's not very good. So everything you guys just said, like when it comes to New Jersey team total over, the -1.5 on the puck line, -155, I like a lot here. Power play goals is what I was trying to get at there, though. I'll be looking for like power play goals, power play points, things of that nature too. So do some diving into who's playing what, who's the trigger guy. Shots on goals as well. Any of these power play guys, man, like fucking be all over it. One thing I did notice that I saw, Timo Meier day-to-day with an abdomen problem. It literally says here, day-to-day abdomen. Where is your abdomen on your body? Is that like your chest?
It's like your abs.
Your gut.
Yeah.
He had some fajitas.
Yeah. Some leftover Jolie fajitas. So
or your lasagna.
Yeah, or some of my lasagna, one of the two. Maybe he stepped on a scale and he was like, I don't like what I'm seeing. So maybe something like that's going on. But I do respect the Devils telling us exactly what's going on here with Timu. So, or at least giving us a specific area. So hell yeah. But no, everything we said, I'm all over that. Devils. Okay, moving down to the 7 p.m. time slot here. We got the Carolina Hurricanes against the Washington Capitals. Game itself is in Washington here. Carolina, the money line sitting at -166. The Caps on the money line at +140. Over-under sitting at 6. Both over-under paying off -110. It's very interesting that this game is on January 5th, because you think that if it was on January 6th, we'd have a storming of the Capitol. You know what I mean? The Hurricanes storming the Capitol. That's a lot of fun.
They're gonna bring out the American flags, muskets, whatever, for their storm surge after.
Damn right.
Well, you got Tony D'Angelo there, so anything's on the table.
Yeah, who's leading the charge?
That could be exact. He's gonna have the horns. Remember that dude that had the horns and everything
Hell
going?
Yeah.
D'Angelo wheeling around the ice and fucking warm up or something. Okay, so this game here, I don't know. Kachekhov's been playing a lot better, the past month or so. I guess goals against average of 2.53, save percentage 0.904, leaves a little bit to be desired there. But Darcy Kemper has just been a big, with a 9.82 record, a 3.15 goals against average, a 0.893 save percentage here. The Caps are kind of mid at home. Canes have been kind of mid on the road here. It leaves a bit like give me an edge a little bit. Honestly, man, what do I always say? Division games matter, baby. And the Canes are 6-3-3, which is even on division games. And the Caps are 10-5-1. Canes currently on a 4-game winning streak here. Washington is on the second night of a back-to-back. They played today. Oh, fuck, dude. I don't know. Like, whatever.
Washington played last night.
Oh, they played last night? Okay. I'm going. You know what it is, dude? Working midnights, everything fucking blends in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, yeah, I love it. Give me the Caps here as home dogs, +140. Nothing against Carolina here. Goaltending's a little sus on this team for me, even though Kochetkov has been a bit better, like I said. As long as would we have fucking Hunter Shepard in net, or Shepard Hunter or something the other day?
Mountain Man.
Yeah, as long as big old burly boy ain't playing in net, I'm going to be all over the Caps in this game, +140. Over under, I'm leaning towards the over, -110 here on the 6.
I'm going against both of those. I like the Canes here on the road. I think they've kind of finally turned a corner here a bit. Won 4 straight, including 3 on the road at Toronto, at New York, at Nashville, with the win at home against Montreal and a back-to-back in there. And Washington is regressing like we thought they were. They've lost 5 of their past 6. Their one win was at Pittsburgh, where Pittsburgh probably should have tied that, if not won it in the third period. They got outshot 35-22. And I just don't trust Darcy Kemper. I don't think he's as good as he's been playing recently. So yeah, I think the Canes here are just a better team. Kochetkov has been playing well, a more sound team. So I like the Canes here minus 166. I also like the under 6 at minus 110. Washington's been, I think, possibly the most profitable team on unders, even though they've gone 2 straight overs. I think Carolina can kind of control play here and get like a 3-1, 3-2 type of win here. So I'm on the Canes and the under.
Yeah, early money came in on the Capitals, which is a bit surprising, but maybe the return of Pacioretty has the mark a little bit more favorable towards them. He didn't really play much in the first game back against the Devils, but maybe it'll take a little bit for him to get his stride. But yeah, either way, I don't understand the movement there. But yeah, whatever. I'll take the better price than the Canes all day long. They're playing a lot better now than they were to start the year. And that starts from the back end too, with the goaltending rather. Once you get more confidence in your goalie, knowing that he's not going to let in every shot he faces, then it builds confidence for the rest of the team. I think that's what's transpiring here with Kochetkov's recent play over the last few weeks. So yeah, Hurricanes here for me. That said, the at a 6 is kind of enticing for the over with the the Capitals don't have a great defense. They don't have a great offense either. I don't think they're a great team in general. I can't do it, though. I don't have a feel for this total at all. It'll be Darcy Kemper most likely. He was very good against the Penguins in his last game there. And now that Charlie Lindgren's out, he doesn't have to worry about his job security so much. So maybe he just comes out playing with a little bit more freedom. He knows he has to carry the team now with Charlie Lindgren out, who was the better goalie over the first part of the season. So, yeah, I can't take the over. Would lean that way, but too many reasons not to. So just the Hurricane side for me.
All right, moving down to our final game on the docket of the 10 p.m. slate. We got the Winnipeg Jets against the Anaheim Ducks. Game itself is in Anaheim here. Winnipeg on the money line sitting at minus 192. Ducks on the money line sitting at plus 160 at home. Plus 160, my bad. The over-under in this game is at 6. Overpaying off minus 105. The under minus 115. Jolie, wrap this bad boy up for us here, bro. What's going to be going on in the Quack Palace?
I have no eyes. I have no idea who's even playing in the game tonight with the Jets goaltender. I assume it's Hellebuck, but I could be wrong because Brossoit played the last one. I'm just finding that out now. But regardless, it'll be usually Ryan helps me out with this pretty quickly. He's not doing it.
He's just hoping for a line. It's like, I am not giving you shit.
I didn't realize I was muted. I said it is when you asked if it was Hellebuck. It is Hellebuck.
Okay. All right.
I also looked that up before this game. Yeah.
Good for you. So yeah, Brossoit enough for this one. Explains why this line is a little bit favorable for the Jets here, and of course in the back-to-back, but obviously not much of a trip from San Jose down to Anaheim here. So, San Jose down. I got it right. Jets just they're roll these days. They're playing great hockey, even with Kyle Connor going out there. They just keep rolling. We thought maybe their goal scoring would go down, and it has, but their defense has stepped up even better. Connor Hellebuck's playing out of his mind. He looks like the leading guy for Vezina at the moment, as the odds now reflect. So Jets are rolling right now. Ducks are in turmoil once again, just like last year. Great start of the year, and then they just fell apart. It was a big coincidence that it happens when Zegras gets back in the lineup, huh?
Yeah. Torch him, Jolie. Let him know.
Yeah. I still like the Mason McTavish kid, though. He's a player. I think that he'll be the captain of the team pretty quickly. Mintyukov also is having excellent rookie year, but still a lot of problems with the Ducks team. They're not gelling. They're just biding their time. They have a ton of prospects coming up, but this is not their year. I think Jets can cruise this one. They're not winning yet in this one. First period, still 0-0 between them and the Sharks. So maybe they have a bit of a contest in their hands. But regardless, I think they come down here. As long as it's under minus 200, I would lean to the Jets here. And you know what? Even with Brossoit on that, take the under 6. The Ducks offense is pretty brutal lately for most of the season. In fact, the power play is brutal too. So yeah, under 6 and the Jets. Maybe just that means the Ducks team total under. But I haven't bet this game personally, but that would be the way I would bet it if I wanted to.
All right, I got a couple
Yeah.
things here. Oh, sorry, I forgot you're going. My bad, Ryan.
Yeah. That looks like the play here. The Jets minus 192. It is a back-to-back, but they've been solid on back-to-backs. They swept both halves against Minnesota at home and home. They lost in San Jose and then won in LA last month. Did the same thing in November at home, beat Buffalo and beat Arizona. So I think Winnipeg here is the play minus 192. I also do like that Ducks team total under 2.5. Most likely the Jets have not allowed more than 3 goals since November 2nd. And that's the last 25 games there, and they've allowed 2 goals or fewer in most of those games. So even with our good friend Larry in net, I think he's able to keep them under. So yeah, I like the Jets here minus 192 and the under 6 minus 115. And for our Shark Ivist here, you can get a flight from San Jose to Anaheim for $146, only an hour and a half. So quick flight down there.
My goodness gracious. You know how much it costs to fly like internationally in Canada? Because Air Canada has a fucking monopoly over everything. It's insane. All right.
They got the swoop now. It's like $50 whatever, but you gotta pay for your luggage. You gotta like just travel with like your purse, like a little handbag or whatever.
All right.
Yeah. Anything more than that, and they'll charge you like $50.
What we'll do is I'll ship some clothes and I'll keep them at your place, and you can ship some gear and keep it over here in Toronto, and then we just gotta land and go, you know?
Oh yeah, we gotta tell the listeners we got a plan. If the Avs and the Leafs play in the final, we're gonna go watch the fucking games in Winnipeg.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Winnipeg to watch the games, you know, meet in the middle, kind of close to the thing, and then we'll see how that goes. I'll be so miserable. That's awesome. All right, getting into this game, I want to preface this with a couple things before I get into like picks and lines here. I have to apologize on behalf of the great city of Toronto. We get very bad raps as Leaf fans, a lot of times deservingly so. The Toronto media is a fucking shit show, dude. After last night's game, obviously we saw what happened. The Leafs beat Anaheim like 2-1 in overtime. Lucas Dostal had like 56 shots against and like 54 saves or something crazy like that. The Toronto Sun, which is the worst publication in the city. I don't know if you guys still read newspapers and stuff. Like I'll flip through them. We have them at our work, so like I will. Nowadays, everything's posted online anyway, so these stories do get around. I don't know if you guys saw this here. The Anaheim Ducks actually, like Twitter account, actually like quote tweeted this article, and there's like, what are we doing here? This is the headline of the article. Austin Matthews saves the day in overtime after no-name goalie vexes the Maple Leafs. Are you fucking kidding me? Lucas Dostal has been so lights out for this team here. He won Rookie of the Month in October, for Christ's sakes. Like, this is the type of shit that like makes us all as like Torontonians and Ontario and Leaf fans just look like shit. So I gotta call this guy out, man. Lance Hornby here, you are out to lunch, buddy. Like maybe he knew what he was doing and he knew that this was just gonna be like clickbait bullshit. It was gonna pop off and go off because it did. But like that's just garbage journalism, man. This is the same company that like employs Steve Simmons, and he's an absolute ass clown too. The Toronto Sun's a joke, man. So to everybody in Anaheim, to the Anaheim Ducks, to Lucas Dostal himself, I know chances are you'll never hear this, but just on behalf of the entire city of Toronto and Leafs fans, I want to say you're not a no-name goalie. You're the future franchise starting goaltender of the Anaheim Ducks, and you had a hell of a performance last night, man. So just know that we respect that. That's just bullshit from the Toronto Sun.
Typical Toronto, just looking down on the rest of the league like you're the only team, franchise, fan base that matters, right?
To be fair, man, Leaf fans have been up in arms online over this. Like everyone's been messaging the Anaheim Ducks and like going into this actual post and being like, this is bullshit. We all know that like this guy's a stud, he's a killer. So I understand, poke your fun, have fun at the Leaf fans, but just know that like the majority of the people are calling this crap out. So that sucked when I woke up and saw that. It's like, what are we doing here, man? This guy's a fucking killer out there in Anaheim. All right, let's get to this game here for myself. I'm exactly with you, man. The Jets are so sick at hockey. You talked about the Kyle Connor injury. What's going on here? This stinks for him, obviously, out long term. But man, Joel, you brought it up. The defensive system that this team is playing, they might be the best defensive team in the league right now. I don't know what underlying are they?
Wow,
is that what the numbers say?
The eye test and
that's what I'm saying. Eye test wise, yeah.
And then the stats, like every game they're going under. So
it's incredible, man. So I don't know what the underlying numbers say. I'm sure they support him. If they don't, well, then that just I love that even more. But yeah, man. So and credit to Rick Bowness, man. Like fuck, you talked about offenses slipping up. These guys are playing some of the best hockey in the league. Like it's absolutely incredible. I know we brought up before in our season's preview, potentially him for Jack Adams, because there was a lot of talks about certain players wanting out. Obviously, they ended up re-signing them. They got those guys to buy in, and what the Jets are doing right now is nothing short of like a buy-in, a full team buy-in, and that stems from good coaching, number one, dude. So very awesome, very cool to see the defensive steel. This is everything when I preach about defensive play. Go watch the Winnipeg Jets. But yeah, so I love the minus 192. A hell of a lot of juice here, dude. Obviously, they're on a second night of a back-to-back. If our boy Larry Brossoit gets the nod, I love it. We love Larry around here, man. Come on, Larry's our boy. So I wouldn't even be afraid to take this in like a regulation play or something like that. That's probably sitting at like maybe minus 130, minus 135 or something. So that would probably be my best look for this one. The under, like you guys talked about, though, I think that's our play here. Anaheim is not scoring a lot of goals. If they're getting goaltending performances like we saw at Dostal, then how that just helps support the cause, man. So the under 6 is big. Jets in regulation here. Let's go. And Rick bonus for Jack Adams. I don't know what those odds are sitting at right now. I'm not a big future guy, but I imagine they've dropped compared to what they were to start the year.
Yeah, he's around 15-1.
Still not bad.
He's not winning it.
Really? What if they win the division? Like, what if they go and win like the whole fucking West? Like
a month ago,
that's a team that missed playoffs last year.
Nick Kiprios picked bonus for the Jack Adams a month ago. So,
what does that have to do with
he's definitely not winning.
He doesn't like Kiprios. So,
no, but as a team, you guys remember the question marks that the people had for this team coming into the regular season? They missed playoffs last year. If this team wins the entire West, are you just going to say, no, he's not winning it? Like, that's crazy.
Well, he has a case for sure, but other teams have to slip up. Plus, Winnipeg is kind of a small market, like nobody really cares. But yeah, he definitely has a case for sure. He could win. It's unlikely, but I'd be fine with that. I did bet a little bit of bonus, but yeah, it's just hard to overtake the other guys. But yeah, one more thing about bonus is that remember how he just like called out his whole team. Like everybody thought the bonus was gone. Like after like it's these fucking lazy shitbags, or to paraphrase what he was saying. But
parted ways to Blake Wheeler. He had something to do with that as well. Like
yeah. So he's definitely turned a corner with this group after Paul Maurice just gave up on them. Like I can't say anything more to these guys. I'm out of here. Rick Bowens comes in. He has the same problems at first, but now things are turning a corner. But then again, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because remember, this team was winning the West at this point last year, and then they fell apart in the last half of the season. So it's an 82 game season. We have to judge the scales at the end of it. But right now, the Jets are looking very good.
Yeah, I like them to win the cup. You can still get them 30-1 on FanDuel. I think that's way too high.
Why did they go up? They were 28-1 a week ago.
That's insane.
I have no idea. I also like them. I mean, to win the division, they're plus 250. I got them at I think plus 450. But right now, they have the best point percentage in the Pacific or in the Central there. So if you can get them at plus 250, it's not too bad. I think you could finagle in there.
What do you got him for the conference? Do you have that pulled up or no?
12-1 was what I saw on FanDuel.
I like that better than the Canucks. Yeah. Same price.
But I'd rather take him for the cup at 30-1 and then either hedge or cash out at that point if it's less than half.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's so boring there. They got nothing else to do this time of year. Just be fucking good at hockey. So what are you going to do, right? Like rack up those points, before summer hits.
It's senseless that the Avs are like 7-8-1 and then the Jets are 30-1. Like they're pretty equal right now.
I know. Nothing against Colorado there. I'm not being a dick. Like that's just wild.
No, I don't know. It's just the the history of the team and all that. They get a lot of money for that reason. And the star names, right? McKinnon, McCarr, and all this instead of Mark Scheifele and Josh Morrissey don't have the same appeal.
Okay. I'm sorry, dude. They're fucking, what do you say, 12-1 to win the West? They're 1 point off and they got 2 games in hand here. Like, I'm sorry.
To win the West in the playoffs.
Oh, I was talking about in division, like just in regular season.
I don't know if they have. Do they have markets for those, Joel?
I've never seen that.
No,
it'd just be President's Trophy or division.
Trophy, yeah,
fair enough. All right. Yeah. All right. Consensus plays on that mutual 3-game slate.
Got a few here. Got the Devils puck line minus 1.5, minus 155 at home against the Blackhawks. Over 6.5, minus 120 in that game. We all at least leaned that way. And then Jets minus 192, maybe Jets regulation, and a under 6 at minus 150.
Okay, yeah, low for a 3-game slate. That's all right.
That's 4 picks for a 3-game slate. Can't hate that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, go. Sorry.
We are brought to you by Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite event should not be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and your best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. Game Time app experience is fantastic. Got those flash deals, last-minute tickets, easy to find to buy tickets for every event. And they have the lowest price guarantee, the event cancellation protection, and the job loss protection. So make sure you check out Game Time. They're the place for the last minute ticket deals. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And win bigger by betting smarter this season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every bet with historical stats and data. You can enter any parlay into Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to hit rates broken down by a leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets.
Hell yeah. We love Hall of Fame bets over here, don't we? Damn right we do.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to quickly run through we got 2 games for the World Juniors. We got the bronze medal game and then, of course, the gold medal game happening tomorrow. Caught a couple of us off guard that these games are tomorrow, not going to lie, but we're going to run through them anyways here. Thank God for Flying Ryan for pointing us in the right direction. First game of the 9 a.m. time slot, Eastern Standard Time. What's that in Joel time? Is that like 6 a.m.?
6 a.m. I'm not watching this.
No, I'm not going to be up for that. Okay, we got Team Finland against the Czech Republic, Team Czechia, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Finland on the money line sitting at minus 155. Czechia on the money line at plus 125. The over-under is at 5.5. Over paying off minus 120. The under minus 110 here. Boys, I'm going with my Czechs, man. Let's go. Let's get it. Finland, to me, they had their gold medal game or their medal game against the States today. And they tried, not the States today, sorry, fucking Sweden. Not Sweden, the States. What am I talking about? They played America, right? They played America. Okay. Yeah, and they played them well, too. Like, that was a tight game. I think it was like a 3-2 final or something like that. Finns went up 2-0 early. They left it all out on the ice for that game. That's how I feel, man. We've seen this team play often in this tournament here. They've looked fine. They've looked struggling at sometimes, less than fine at others. So I really believe, especially on a back-to-back, essentially here, this team's going to be a little worse for wear, man. So I like the Czechs in this game at plus 125. I think there's some value there. Goaltending for them is massive. They got everybody's name. He's like fucking 6'7" or something like that. He's a fucking animal.
Czech guy?
So, yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, Hrabal. Exactly. Yeah, he's sick. He's big. He's a big old boy. So just, Yuri Kulich and these guys just fucking ripping around out there, buzzing in Finland. A little bit to be desired defensively. This team is terrible defensively. They play okay system-wise, but and goaltending has been a little bit suspect, and nobody had some big saves today here. But so I'm going to be on the Czechs here. Over-under in this game, 5.5, man. I don't hate the over in this. Like, I know that I just shit on Finland's defense, so I got to be on the over here, even though we're pumping up Czech's goaltending. I think we could see like a 4-2 final or something like this, throw an empty net goal in the mix or something like that. It wouldn't catch me off guard at all. So I'll be on the over. I'll also, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of like first period shit for this tournament, but maybe I'll throw some of those in the Discord. I'll probably be up for this game to watch it. So keep an eye out in the Discord for that.
Yeah, I think Czechia is probably a good underdog pick here. I mean, you said it, Finland put it all on the line there against the U.S. The hard-fought game there, Cutter Gauthier with a good goal to give them the lead on the power play late. So yeah, I think Czechia here, underdog plus 120, plus 125. Or if you get, I think plus 1.5 could be a solid play. That is at a minus 200. But I do like this game. I'm not too sold on either the over under, but I do like this game to go to overtime at plus 350. I think both of these teams are it's a medal game. They're not going to be giving up too much, so I think that's a fun bet you can take at plus 350 to just kind of watch along and have some fun.
Yeah, I don't have much to add here, but one angle that is very profitable in the World Cup or similar soccer tournaments is the meaningless third place game. I don't know if it's as meaningless here because there's a bronze medal, and these European countries do tend to take it a little more seriously than the North Americans, but still, they don't care about it as much. It tends to be a little bit more free flowing hockey. So yeah, over 5.5 is my favorite bet for this, and I think we get a lot of goals here. The Finns aren't playing like they usually do with the more defensive stuff, elite goaltending. Like they had a couple awesome chances, but Trey Augustine for the Americans was incredible, and especially in the second and third periods.
He's so sick.
Yeah, he made some outstanding saves. So even the
Chicago
game,
draft pick? The Blackhawks draft him or Detroit? One of the two. I think it's
say.
Chicago.
They have like fucking 50 draft pick or prospects.
Yeah,
so it would make sense. Yeah, so the over 5.5, quite like that one. Just I know the Parabol's been awesome, pump his tires a little bit here, but the Czech offense is looking pretty good too, especially with Kulich and Edward Saleh, the Kraken guy. Yeah, I think the over is the best way to play in the bronze medal game, and lean to the dog, I guess. Okay.
I want to preface this a little bit too. Something I should have brought up here. Finland has had like a decent amount of success when it came to the World Juniors over the past 10 years or so. For the Czechs to medal, this is a big deal, bro. Like, I that's not to take anything away from the program. The program's been very good. They've been developing great players over the past, maybe 5 years or so. But like, this is a big deal for the Czechs, man. There's not a lot. Looking back, there's not a lot of Czech players that can say, "Hey, we got a medal at all at this tournament, man." So, just based on that alone, I wouldn't be surprised that the coaches have these guys buzzing and ready to go out the gate here. Maybe that's a lean for Czechs to win the first period. You can probably get that number at maybe plus 120, plus 130 or something. I think they might come out pretty strong here. And that's not to say that Finland's just going to throw this fucking game away. Obviously, it means something for them to medal as well here. But, you have a team that doesn't really get to the dance too often versus a Finland team that's been in that top 5 in international hockey for the past, 10, 15 years or so. So maybe that's a little bit of a look too. Okay, last game. I shouldn't say last game. The gold medal game. What are we doing here, boys? We gotta see what happens when Canada's out. We're like, yeah, fuck this tournament. Who gives a shit? Who's playing what? Nobody cares. No, people do care, and you should care. We got the United States against the home team Sweden here. U.S. on the money line. They are favorites at minus 150. Sweden on the money line at plus 120 as home dogs. The over/under is a 5.5. Over minus 120. The under minus 110 here. Jolie, I'm curious on your thoughts on this game, man. What do you see here?
Well, as the listeners know, I've got a decent chunk of change on the Americans to win this bad boy. It was kind of weird cheering for them for once. Usually, we're rooting against those fucks, but the wallet overwhelmed the heart so far now. But that said, I think the Swedes are the more complete team, man. Like when you talk about playoff hockey, tournament hockey, knockout round hockey, you want to back the team with the better defense. And right now, the Swedes are definitely have the better defense. Like their back end is outstanding. I know United States have overwhelming firepower offensively, but I think that could be neutered so much by the Swedish defenders, and their goalie is the better goal. I mean, we just pumped up Trey Augustin's tires, but both goalies been playing outstanding. Yeah. So if I had to bet this, I mean, I might hedge a little bit with Sweden. I don't know. I don't really want to, but I might at some point because you're sweating this out. You don't want to come away with nothing. So yeah, just totally objectively, regardless of the futures bets, Sweden here would be the play. And I mean, I wish the total was a little less sharp here. I mean, that's a pretty sharp total at 5.5. Because this is the gold medal game. We're going to see some, tighter defensive play, a little bit more nerves. These guys aren't just going to be, flying around the ice, shooting pucks away with 100% confidence like they do in the preliminary rounds. So, yeah, but then again, you got the firepower of the States, Sweden, Jonathan Lekkerimäki, Canucks prospect. He's been on fire, 5 goals now. He's carrying the team offensively for the Swedes. So, yeah, the total, I mean, it's all about the angle of the gold medal game versus the firepower on both teams, and then of course the Swedish defense. So honestly, I don't have much to give the listener here. But if anything, just take the Swedes here. Just trust in the defense, better system. Like the United States kind of look lost a lot of the time. Like
run and gun offense, baby. Run and gun offense, right?
Yeah, Swedes look a lot more cohesive. So that's the side I would like to back in a gold medal game.
Yeah, I agree with most of that. I also do have a pre-tournament bet on USA to win it all, but I do think Sweden here is the better side to back, especially as underdogs. I mean, USA has had a few blowout wins against, Norway, Switzerland, Latvia, and Slovakia, but when they had to play good teams, Czechia almost beat them. They won in a shootout. Finland almost beat them, a 3-2 game. They scored late in the third period. And Sweden's, they played Canada. They were able to shut them down 2-0. They got a scare against Finland. Finland beat them in a shootout, and then they went to overtime against Switzerland here. So I think if you're just betting this game overall, I think you got to go with Sweden, a plus 120. Even if it was less, even if it was like a pick 'em, I still feel Sweden is the better side here, even taking out the home ice advantage, because that's definitely going to play a factor as well. I might end up hedging with Sweden +1 at -150 if the 1-goal game get it back. But I think Sweden here is a better side, and I would lean to the under 5.5 at -103. We saw Sweden Canada was a 2-0 game. Sweden Switzerland was a 3-2 game. So I could see this being a 3-2 game in overtime even. So don't hate that. To go to overtime, bet again probably around +320 and Sweden and the under.
Yeah, our boy Doug Reed in the chat here had a good point here. USA wants revenge from the U17 loss last season the USA had against Sweden. So that's very interesting as well. I gotta go with Sweden in this game, man. Here, what do we say? Like +125 dogs at home and shit. Part of this too, and this is something that Jolie touched on. Like, there's gonna be a lot of nerves on the dock here, man. So, like, what's an easier system to play when it comes to a nervous mindset? Okay, you have the Americans who had all the hype going into this tournament. Everybody said this team should win, and rightfully so. The amount of offensive talent that this team does have, goaltending's been fantastic as well too. Joel touched on it. A lot of running gun offense. They do look lost out there sometimes, especially when things aren't going their way. We even saw that a little bit when Norway put the run on them a little bit in the round robin here. And then Sweden, who obviously is the home team, a very highly thought after team as well here. I think it's easier under pressure to play more of a defensive system than it is to play an offensive system. So that kind of makes me lean a little bit towards Sweden in this game, man. And at +125, home dogs, like Ryan brought up too, in Sweden, that crowd's going to show up. They're going to be fucking buzzing here. I love Sweden in this game here. But most importantly, though, this is going to be a fucking awesome game, dude. And no matter how the outcome comes out, we're just lucky that we're going to be able to watch some kick-ass hockey here at 1:30 tomorrow. So that'll be cool. Over under, I'm with Ryan here. I kind of like the under in this game a lot. What did we say? It's at 5.5 or something. I could see us keeping it close here, man. And how does USA kind of bounce back when they're playing in those closer games? Well, we've seen them do it a couple times in this tournament. They've looked fine. They've scored opportunistic goals. We saw them do it against Finland, today. So it'll be interesting, man. But I just think Sweden is such a fucking good team, dude. Like, they can score when they have to. They can shut down when they have to. Goaltending kicks ass. So yeah, I like Sweden in this game, and I'll be on the under as well. Give me the first period under. If it's at like 1.5, I'll be leaning towards that. You can probably find that at like -120 or something, maybe even -110.
Two more things. One, the first critical way for the Swedes to win this is they got to stay out of the penalty box, because the Americans on the power play, that's where they'll do their work. They are absolutely sick. They got so much offensive firepower, and if they're only 5-4 situation, they don't have to worry about the Swedes' elite defensive system and all that so much. They just have to take advantage of their elite skill in the power play. And number two, we shouldn't neglect how much the Swedes are known for their choking in these tournaments. Like,
they do.
This is a team that wants to choke, and that's not for nothing. Like certain countries just have it in them, and it takes a while to build it out. And for a long time, both internationally, I mean, in the men's, like the older guys, what do we call them, the professionals, and then the young, the minors, they have a history for not playing up to how skilled they are and how well they look in the early parts of the tournament. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you want to back the Swedes, you gotta pray that they don't pull up another choke job here. Although they are dogs, so that works in their favor a little bit too. It's not like they're a big favorite.
Yeah. I do want to shout out Cutter Gauthier as well. He has a 3-point lead for the lead with 12 points. Brindley has 9. So hopefully that 7-1 leading
And
point
the
score.
game winner. And the game winner
Yes.
today. I fucking
Sick.
loved it. On the power play, too, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for World Junior here, boys. I was going to do something, but, we're an hour in. We'll do it another time. That's all good. Let's wrap this bad boy. Anything else you want to add here? NHL, World Juniors, anything at all?
I'm shocked this is over an hour, so let's close this out.
You made it happen. We always make it happen, baby.
We dragged our balls this episode.
You can taste it, the saltiness just on the tip of your tongue. You. All right. That's what are we doing here? All right, go check out the SGPN website. That's the place to be. Tons of stuff in the world of sports. Big day tomorrow. Maybe not in the NHL, but definitely a big day when it comes to World Juniors. We're all very much so looking forward to that. We got college football coming up. When's that game? Like 2 weeks? A week? I think it's on the 13th.
It's Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, there's just the next week after having like a month off from no action.
I don't know why they do it on a Monday. That's kind of crazy, but whatever.
It's to avoid the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, what was I going to say? Yeah, that's going on. College football, NFL. We got week 18, final week of the season. That'll be interesting. We'll get a lot of answers for team standings. Century Tournament of Champions here. I might sprinkle a little live bet on our boy Mac Hughes. I think he finished like 6 under or something on the day. We love our Canadians here in this podcast. You can probably get him at fucking awesome odds. I don't know what that's sitting at, but probably something pretty juicy. What else is going on? We got nothing in baseball. We got basketball. Tons of good shit. Australian Open. I'm sure we'll be buzzing about that, come this time next week or so. So you can find all that information at the SGPN website. That's the place to be. Tons of stuff in the world of sports, baby. Check out all the other shows. Be sure to read the articles as well. Check out Gilbert's fantasy hockey articles that he's pumping out. That's gold. Gotta love that. What else are we going here? Shout out to all my friends and pals in the Discord. Discord's popping off. Always a good place, baby. That's an absolute blast in there, man. It's been so much fun as of late. And it's always been fun. Even when things get a little bit heated, we're always having a good time. So shout out to all of our friends and pals in the Discord. Like a big old dysfunctional family, and we're all guilty of it. We're all a big dysfunctional family. Maybe some more so than others, but that's all that matters. We're having a good time. I'm sure you guys can
when
agree
Talon runs out of bullying Sens fans on Twitter, then he starts picking fights with us in the Discord.
That's it. All these Sens fans are cowarding, man. They're all a bunch of fucking little pussies, every last one of you. It's gotten to the point that the only people defending Sens fans are Leafs fans, and I don't know how that makes any sense. So, but hey, if I gotta tell Leaf fans to go lick my berries, I'll do that too, because nobody hates a Leaf fan more than a fellow Leaf fan. So yeah, shout out to all our friends and pals in the Discord. If you're not in there, you're not making money, because also in there, we should say, we do talk about gambling. Fancy that. And a lot of people are kicking ass and killing it. Our boy Knuckles had a hell of a day the other day. He was hitting everything that moved. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago.
He's a drunken Canucks fan.
Just
putting in bets on this and hitting them all.
You gotta love it, baby. You gotta love it.
Hopefully he didn't do the same thing today, because it was not good against the Blues.
Sometimes when you're on a heater, man. So shout out. That's awesome to see. So yeah, get your ass in the Discord. If you're not in there, you're not making money. If you want to get in there, you can reach out to myself or Ryan on Twitter. We'll be sure to point you in the right direction, or you can reach out to the HTP Twitter account, social media assistant producer. He'll get you going. He's a dog. He's a big beauty. He's a dog. I am the dog, the big bad dog. R.I.P. Beth and her big old titties. So it'll get you going there too. Hell yeah. And what else you can do if you want to get in the Discord is you can go to IKEA, because when you go to IKEA, you see our boy Joel Meyer eating some Swedish meatballs and looking at some shitty home furniture. And when you go to the shitty home furniture and the meatballs, and he'll be blasting, just listening to a lot of Arch Enemy, and you'll be like, "Hey Joel, how can I get into the Discord?" And he can be like, "Be quiet. I'm trying to cheer for Team Sweden. Let's go. Even though I have a lot of futures on Team USA, but I like this Team Sweden team. So give me a meatball, and I'll show you how to get into the Discord." And then that's how, my friend, you get into the Discord with our very own pal, Mr. Swedish Joel Meyer.
Yeah, you can get like 4 breakfasts at IKEA for the price of one Philly cheesesteak at the Farg.
Oh, yeah, for real. Dude, we got an IKEA in Toronto. It's like a new one. It's for like small apartments and shit like this. And they got like corned beef sandwiches and shit. I walked over like, what the fuck? I didn't get any, but it caught me off guard a bit. So I don't know.
Good for the price.
Yeah, it is serviceable. Oh yeah. All right. My name is that everything? Is that good? That's how we wrap it up. I forget. That's good. All right. My name is Talon Jenkins. You can find me on Twitter at Talon_Jenkins94. Team Canada, Hockey Canada, get your shit together. Hire me. I'll train your goalies. Hire me, Hockey Canada. You want to get goalies that are good? Hire the Hockey Canada podcast very own Talon Jenkins. We'll fucking get these goalies all tuned up and ready to go for it. Also, goalies out there, start smoking more dope. That's how you get better at hockey.
I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. You can find me remembering to shout out the Germans for staving off relegation to beat the Norwegians. Took over time to do it, but that's another year for the German kids. The Kinder are going to be back next year.
I was going to make a joke, but I'll tell it off the show. That's okay. There's a certain type of youth in Germany that do very well, and we are hoping that they all have a fantastic time. So, that shout out to Germany. That's awesome. That's a big win for them. So that's great to see them in the tournament. Hopefully that program can get itself back on the rails, man. Let's go. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.